Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So look, index funds are supposed to be the easiest investment on the planet, right? You literally just buy the whole market, sit back, and let compound interest do its thing. Warren Buffett recommends them. Every financial expert screams about them. Heck, even your neighbor who reads one personal finance blog probably told you to just buy an S&P 500 index fund. And yet, Americans are still finding ways to mess this up. I'm talking about people who buy index funds and then somehow turn them into a complicated, expensive, underperforming disaster. And honestly, I get it. Because the investing world makes even the simplest things feel overwhelming. So today we're breaking down the 3 biggest mistakes Americans make with index funds: timing the market, panic selling, and over-diversification. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to avoid these traps so you can actually get the returns index funds are supposed to give you. Let's dive in. All right, mistake number 1, trying to time the market. Here's what this looks like. Someone discovers index funds, learns they're supposed to be a long-term investment, and then immediately starts checking the stock market every single day. They wait for the perfect moment to buy in. Maybe they're waiting for a dip. Maybe they're scared because the market just hit all-time highs. Or maybe they heard some economist on TV say a recession is coming, so they sit on the sidelines, waiting and waiting and waiting. And you know what happens? The market goes up another 15%, then another 10%, and now they're kicking themselves because they missed out on massive gains trying to be clever. Or here's the flip side. They do invest, but then the market drops 5%, and they think, oh man, I should have waited. Let me sell now and buy back when it's lower. Spoiler alert, they never buy back at the lower price because by the time they're ready, the market's already recovered and hit new highs again. Look, I'm going to be real with you. Timing the market is almost impossible. And I'm not just saying that. The data backs this up. Studies show that even professional fund managers, people who do this for a living, with teams of analysts and fancy algorithms, can't consistently time the market. One famous study from Fidelity actually found that the best performing investors in their system were people who forgot they had accounts. Dead serious. These people bought index funds, forgot about them, and years later were like, oh wow, I have money. And they had better returns than people actively trying to trade and time things. The reason is simple. Time in the market beats timing the market every single time. Even if you bought at the absolute worst times in history, right before the 2008 crash, right before the dot-com bubble burst, if you just held on and didn't sell, you still came out ahead within a few years. So here's what you should do instead. Just start investing. Pick a date, let's say the 1st or the 15th of every month, and invest a set amount automatically. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it takes all the emotion and guesswork out of it. Some months you'll buy when the market's high, some months when it's low. But over time, it all averages out, and you're in the market growing your wealth instead of sitting on the sidelines playing fortune teller. All right, mistake number 2, and this one is brutal, panic selling. Picture this. You've been investing in your S&P 500 index fund for a year. Things are going great. You're up 12%, feeling like a genius. Then boom, the market drops 20% in a month. Maybe there's a banking crisis. Maybe inflation's spiking. Maybe some talking head on CNBC is screaming about the end of the world. You check your account and your stomach drops. You've lost thousands of dollars. Your brain goes into full panic mode. You think, I need to protect what's left. So you sell everything and move to cash. Congratulations, you just locked in your losses. This is panic selling, and it's the single most wealth-destroying thing you can do with index funds. Here's the thing people forget. You only lose money when you sell. If the market drops 20%, but you don't sell, that's not a real loss. It's just a number on a screen. The market has always recovered from every single crash in history. Always. The Great Depression, Black Monday in 1987, dot-com crash, 2008 financial crisis, COVID-19 in 2020. In fact, let me give you some perspective. If you invested $10,000 in the S&P 500 in 2000, literally right before the dot-com bubble popped in one of the worst decades in stock market history, and you just held on through the 2000 to 2002 crash, the 2008 financial crisis, and everything else, you'd have over $50,000 today. That's a 400% return through two of the worst crashes in modern history. But if you panic sold during the 2008 crash when the market was down 50%, you'd have locked in a massive loss and probably missed the entire recovery. Here's what Nobel Prize-winning economist Daniel Kahneman found. Humans feel the pain of losses about twice as strongly as the pleasure of gains. So a 20% drop feels way worse than a 20% gain feels good. This is called loss aversion, and it's why panic selling is so common. So how do you avoid this? First, stop checking your account every day. Seriously, if you're investing for retirement in 20 or 30 years, why are you torturing yourself with daily market swings? Check it quarterly or even just once a year. Second, remember, market drops are sales, not disasters. When the market crashes, your index fund shares are on sale. If you were buying a TV and it dropped 30% in price, you'd be ecstatic. Same logic applies here. And third, if you really can't handle the volatility, adjust your portfolio before a crash, not during. Maybe add some bonds to smooth out the ride. Once you're in, stay in. Ride it out. Your future self will thank you. Okay, mistake number 3. Over-diversification, or what I like to call diversification. So you've heard that diversification is important, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Totally true. But then some people take this idea and go absolutely insane with it. They buy an S&P 500 index fund, then they buy a total US stock market fund, and a large cap fund, and a growth fund, and a value fund, an international, and emerging markets, and small cap, and mid cap, and sector-specific funds for tech, healthcare, energy. Before you know it, you've got 15 different index funds, and their portfolio is so diversified that it's basically just expensive, complicated, and performing exactly like a simple total market fund would have, except with more fees and more headaches. Here's the dirty secret. An S&P 500 index fund is already diversified. It holds 500 of the largest companies in America across every major sector. A total US stock market fund holds over 3,500 companies. You're already diversified. When you over-diversify, you're basically just diluting your returns and making things unnecessarily complicated. Plus, you're probably overlapping like crazy. That S&P 500 fund and that large cap growth fund, they probably hold 80% of the same companies. There's also something called closet indexing, where you own so many different funds that you've essentially just recreated the whole market again, but with higher fees because you're paying expense ratios on 15 funds instead of 1 or 2. John Bogle, the founder of Vanguard and the godfather of index investing, said it best. Don't look for the needle in the haystack, just buy the haystack. So what should you do instead? Keep it simple. For most people, you can build a perfectly solid portfolio with just 2 or 3 funds. A total US stock market index fund, a total international stock market index fund, maybe a bond fund if you're closer to retirement. That's it. You're done. You've got thousands of companies across the entire world. You're diversified. You're good. If you want to tilt a little towards small cap or international, fine. But you don't need 15 funds. You're just making more work for yourself and probably hurting your returns with all those extra expense ratios. Remember, simple beats complicated almost every time in investing. All right, let's wrap this up. Index funds are genuinely one of the best inventions in finance. They're low cost, they're diversified, and historically, they beat the vast majority of actively managed funds over the long run. But they only work if you don't get in your own way. So to recap, don't try to time the market. Just start investing regularly and stay invested. Time in the market beats timing the market. Don't panic, sell. Market crashes are normal and temporary. Every crash in history has been followed by a recovery. Stay calm, stay invested, and think long-term. Don't over-diversify. You don't need 15 index funds. Keep it simple. Total US market, total international, maybe bonds. That's all most people need. Index funds are simple. Let's keep them that way. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more no-nonsense investing advice, and drop a comment below. What's the biggest investing mistake you've made? No judgment here. We've all been there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.